thought a baby is surprising. I mean, just the fact that we had a baby was surprising until we didn't hold that baby into our hands. We quite didn't know what to expect, I guess. I think the first week was the hardest.
What you worry about now is why, when he's crying, what does he need? Is he feeling okay? Is he warm enough? Is he fed enough?
I think we were basically more concerned about what kind of parents we were going to be.
Here we are, we're parents, and we've got this little one who's looking to us for nourishment, for everything. We really didn't know what to do, but we pulled out a book, and what we couldn't figure out on a book, we just learned by doing it. Each day we feel like we're a little bit better at it, with a long way to go.
Nobody teaches you the most basic things, and it's most simple things, for example, putting on a shirt or putting on his clothes. How do you do that without totally stressing the baby? And you do it wrong first time, and the baby lets you know. And then you try it a different way the next time, and you hope that he likes it better.
I'm very surprised at his strength. He's a very strong baby.
I used to feel his feet on the outside of my stomach, and I used to call him my little linebacker. I had no clue. I had no clue the love that you really feel once you look down and you realize that this child is your very own. It's absolutely amazing. It's indescribable, the love that you feel.
This is my first one. I never had any experience on how to deal with any kind of baby, how to deal with her crying or change a diaper or take a bath and so on. I really have no clue, but I'm pretty confident that I can learn.
I realized that she's not as fragile as I thought. At first I was like handling her with so much care. Of course I handle her with care right now too, but it's like, it's like you can put her like this, like a balloon, like a ball. You can, just hold her with comfort.
I expected, based on looking at babies of my friends, that it was going to be a messy kind of a life. But the thing that struck me was that she always smells good. She always has these wonderful aromas. Her breath is always sweet. She always smells like a fresh bakery. Every part of her is always smelling good, and that I wasn't ready for. It's actually a delight just to be around her, for that.
The first time I heard him pass gas, I was like, who was that? I mean, he wakes up too. He woke up. He was
scared himself.
Yeah, and he was opening his eyes like, who was that? And he was like, I know such a little thing could pack such a punch. That's my boy. I'm proud of him. That's my boy.
Sometimes my ankles are slightly swollen. I get cramps in my legs and just sore, achy legs. My legs hurt most at the end of the day after I've worked all day and I'm walking home.
I have started to feel backaches that I haven't felt before. My legs are starting to ache now, something that wasn't happening before. I was walking a lot. I was trying to walk at least once a day, every day, until the end of the 7 month. And this was helping me a lot. Now, as I feel more tired and I feel heavier, I don't have so much energy to walk every day. So I'm taking shorter walks.
Exercise definitely helps the pain in my legs.
Stretching exercises usually help my legs and usually reduce the swelling of the legs and of the ankles.
Breathe in and out while rotating your ankles in both the left and right direction. When you are through, shake them out.
I do back exercises when I feel the pain.
Lie down on your back. Have your knees in line with your hips, your toes slightly bent in toward each other, and your arms at your sides. Breathe in and make a nice big belly. Have your partner place his hand under your back. Then breathe out and press down hard on your partner's hand using your tummy and back muscles. Be sure to squeeze your belly and tighten your thighs and buttocks at the same time. To sit up, slowly roll over to one side and push up with your hands.
I have been learning that stretching is going to alleviate a lot of pain.
While sitting, stretch your legs forward with your feet bent and slightly apart. Breathe deep and bring your arms to shoulder level, hands facing one another. Then, breathe out and bring your arms above your head. Bring your arms back forward as you breathe in.
The exercises and breathing correctly is helping to relax.
Sit up straight with your legs crossed. Put your left hand on your right knee and center the right hand behind you. Breathe in. While you exhale, rotate back to the center and breathe out as you stretch the opposite side.
Now that I'm getting a little bit heavier and my belly is getting bigger, I tend to walk sometimes in the wrong position. So I have to remind myself to walk in the correct position with my back straight and my head up, trying not to arch too much my back.
Also, a good way to alleviate the swelling of the feet is to get the husband to do some foot massage. So whenever I have a chance and whenever my husband is available, try to convince him to do some foot massage, and it really helps a lot. He has become an expert.
You have to get to know each other, and by spending time with the baby, you get to read him, to see what he needs.
He can't really communicate with you. The cries are pretty much the only way that the baby can really talk to you. So he has 3 distinctive cries that I kind of picked up on. One is the high wailing pitch, which means that he's colicky. And at the other extreme, it's the low whimper, which he does when he's just waking up. And then in between, it's the don't change my diaper pitch, which is one we hear more often than not. But it's good because you can kind of gauge the temperament of the baby, and you know exactly what's going on with him.
Within several days, you begin to know what his mood swings are like, or you begin to know what his gestures mean and what he wants. Is he hungry? Is he tired? Is he full, but he just needs to be bounced a little bit, or needs to be burped?
He just moves his arms back and forth.
Yeah, he's like, I wanna eat so much that I can't even say it. Starts like holding his hand up to his mouth, sucking his thumbs and things like that.
I thought, I'm going to master this right away, and it's all what I want to do, breastfeeding my baby, nothing else. But it didn't happen at first.
It can be very, very frustrating when the baby isn't taking the nipple properly, and Papa can help by just reminding Mother that that everything is all right. We just have to keep trying. And
we had sort of gotten Thomas to latch on at the hospital, but he really wasn't taking to it. And that first Monday night, we were in a panic because now all of a sudden he was hungry, wanted to feed. So Ingrid's milk wasn't coming in yet. And the combination of her milk not being here and Thomas being very hungry resulted in a lot of crying and a lot of stress on both sides, I think.
What we ended up doing was taking out our pump and using the pump to sort of get the nipple to come out and also to bring the milk in. So by the time he woke up for his 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. feeding, he was able to latch on. Now he wants to eat all the time.
Along with concerning about whether the baby was eating enough, Lisa was experiencing a lot of pain during the breastfeeding, and we weren't sure if that was okay or not okay. So we wanted someone to answer that question. And
we thought pain was a good thing. We were associating pain with
good pain.
This must be that he's eating, and in fact, it's not at all. It means that the baby is not latched on properly. The lactation consultant went over some of the things that we had to do in order to get our technique down. How his butt should be in the cup of my arm, and how he should be, very close to my body and turned sort of inward.
You can roll up a receiving blanket and place it under your arm for comfort. To help your baby latch on correctly, tickle his lips with your nipple and wait patiently until his mouth opens very wide. Then, quickly and firmly move his head towards your breast so that his mouth completely covers your nipple and much of the dark area behind it. To unlatch your baby, just place your finger in the corner of his mouth to break the suction. You know that your baby is getting enough to eat if he has 8 to 10 wet diapers and 2 or more bowel movements a day. He should also be content between feedings and gaining weight.
The lactation consultant spoke about a motion that takes place in his jaw that goes all the way up to his ear. And she spoke about a rhythm that takes place, and if you listen very carefully, you can actually hear him swallowing.
I wish that we would have gotten the professional consultant help that we needed, and I would give anyone the advice to, as soon as they make that decision to breastfeed, see a specialist and get the proper instruction.
Usually he'll stop feeding sooner than I think he's full, and that means it's time to burp him, and since Daddy's the best burper.
Hey, Tom. We normally try a combination of different birth techniques. Oh, there we go.
That was a good one. This one is pretty successful, and he doesn't seem to mind it too much. And this is a birthing technique that he doesn't really like when he's awake, but it does seem to help a little bit as well.
He doesn't really enjoy this this maneuver.
It's gradually, she's keeping up on a schedule. It's every 2 hours when I feed her, and usually is, noon, then at 3 maybe. Despite first difficulties, nails latching on, we were determined to breastfeed her, and so we did successfully after 2-3 weeks.
Mother is a perfect walking restaurant, and on top of that,
You want food? Go on.
just the connection, the wonderful emotional and physical connection that occurred between mother and child, and me watching it happen. It's just beautiful.
Because you understand the importance of breastfeeding, you'll want your baby to have your milk even when you have to be away. That's why Amida breast pumps are portable, easy to use, comfortable, and designed to help you maintain your milk supply. The Purely Yours breast pump lets you adjust the suction and cycle settings to mimic your baby's feeding patterns. The Amida breastfeeding system has a patented silicone diaphragm that prevents potential contaminants from the pumping mechanism from contacting collected breast milk. The diaphragm also prevents milk from backing up into the tubing and the pump. Center your nipple in the breast flange, then turn on the pump. Milk may start to flow in droplets, changing to a steady stream when letdown occurs. For mothers who need to express milk only occasionally, the Amida line of breastfeeding products offers a one-hand breast pump. It's comfortable, easy to use, and so compact it fits in your purse. Amida breastfeeding products, designed for mothers who want the best for their babies. Now, more than at any other time, you need plenty of water. It helps prevent urinary, bladder, and kidney infections and works to keep you regular. Plus, hydration is one of the keys to maintaining your milk supply. Naturally, you want your drinking water to be free as possible of the potential contaminants that can creep into city water supplies. Bottled water is one answer, but that can get expensive and cumbersome. A better answer is the Pure Faucet Mount Water Filter. Pure water filters offer a cost-effective and convenient way to get the clean, healthy water you need right from your tap. It attaches easily to your faucet and turns on and off with a simple twist. When you're on the go, it's easy to take along Pure water from a source you can trust. For your convenience and peace of mind, Pure comes with a safety monitor gauge that tracks filtered water consumption and tells you when it's time to replace the filter. A cost-effective and convenient way to get the clean, healthy water you need right from your tap. The Pure Faucet Mount Filter, pure water made easy.
The other night he was crying for 2 hours and a half. And it was a nonstop crying, loud. After the first hour, I tell you, I just needed a break. So I just passed him over to him.
Tried to make him pass gas and put him in his bouncer seat that he loved so much. I started looking in my books, and just to see anything about colics, but it says it's just a natural thing that babies go through, and the best recipe for it, actually, or prescription, is patience, and try not to get too anxious. What he needs is, touching.
Attention.
And I think the smell of his mom and my smell, like just lay him on the top of your chest. Wow. You just look at him, he just stared, looked at you, and examine you. He falls asleep like that, and moving around, and when you're burping him, he seems to be looking all around, studying you.
Right after her bath,
that makes me feel like having a bath myself.
we give her a little massage, stroke her gently. I noticed at first I was being more strong, and she would get happy but excited, too excited. So I used them to stroke her really easy, and that calmed her down.
The way that he loves to be soothed is by just touching him, basically, and holding him, walking him around. He loves that. Actually, we put him in the carrier. We sing to him. We dance him around. He loves that. He falls right asleep. He's also very alert about light. He loves light.
He likes to sing a lot, like nursery rhymes. I changed the words because I don't remember, but he doesn't seem to mind. He just likes to hear my voice. So it's about, and then I start dancing with him, and he really likes motion and rocking and vibration. Helps him a lot.
And I want you to want to feed me.
Here is an important message from CryoCell as an alternative to discarding your newborn's cord blood stem cells at birth or paying $1,000 to $1,500 for preservation.
Right now, before your baby is born, you have what is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to safeguard your child's future. Let me explain. Each of us has a category of blood cells called stem cells, which are found in our bone marrow and are the building blocks of our blood and immune system. Currently, doctors treat diseases like leukemia, certain anemias, and genetic blood disorders by transplanting the stem cell-rich bone marrow from a donor to the patient. Unfortunately, it's often difficult to find a perfect bone marrow match, and there are often complications with an imperfect match. Recently, scientists discovered that the blood from a newborn's placenta and umbilical cord, which routinely has been discarded, contains a great number of these same valuable stem cells, which are a guaranteed match for the newborn. This means that your baby is going to arrive with his or her own protective medical package. To be of future medical benefit to your baby, these cells must be collected immediately after birth, a painless process without risk to mother or child, since the blood is drawn after the cord has been cut, then frozen, then cryopreserved and stored in specialized stem cell banks.
CryoCell has been commended by medical caregivers for offering America's most affordable program. The initial fee includes the collection kit, processing, testing, and first year of storage. The annual storage fee is fixed. CryoCell International is a pioneer in the commercial preservation of umbilical cord blood, utilizing the most sophisticated techniques.
You know, it's a one-time deal, and you either take it or not.
For the cost, it's not much of an investment at all.
Remember, you have just one opportunity to take advantage of this medical breakthrough. It's worth thinking about now, while you still have an option. To learn more about storing your baby's cord blood and CryoCell, look in your Lamaze Parents magazine or contact CryoCell.
Newborns typically arrive as day sleepers and night wakers, their pattern while in the womb. It can take about 3 months for them to shift to sleeping at night and being awake in the day. Many parents find that they rest better if the baby sleeps next to their bed in the beginning. This way, you're better able to read your baby's feeding cues early.
We've kept a bassinet by our bed, and it's very helpful in the middle of the night when you have to get up and you don't want to be stumbling to the other room to go pick him up. And it's also very good because we hear him at night and we know when he needs us, and so it's been helpful.
Some parents even like to have the baby sleep in the same bed. Close physical contact with a parent will help them to regulate their own body temperatures. However, co-sleeping is not recommended if you smoke, sleep in a waterbed, or if there's a reason you wouldn't be responsive to your baby's signals, like being under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Babies should not sleep on pillows, and the sheets and blankets should be breathable fabrics. Their sleep patterns will be a combination of brief cat naps and longer sleep stretches. Some newborns sleep as much as 18 to 20 hours, others much less. Babies, like adults, have their own internal body clocks, which you'll learn as you get to know your baby. Initially, you may have to wake your baby every couple of hours to be fed, but before long, he'll establish a sleep-wake pattern of his own.
By the time that I feed her at night, she's already asleep, but I plug her in and even she's sleeping, she sucks. And I put her, it's like 7 o'clock when she wakes up. So it's like a stretch of 6-7 hours.
Don't expect your baby to sleep through the night. That's 6 hours or to do this. In the beginning, your baby will usually wake twice, then gradually once before she sleeps through the night. Breastfeed your baby when she wakes, and if you keep the lights dim and the sound low, she will learn that nighttime is sleep time.
And then when we go to bed, Isabel likes to spend maybe a half hour preceding bedtime with bringing the lights down, bringing the noise down, so that there's this period of calm that allows the baby to work her way into really going to sleep.
Normally when I put him in the bassinet or in the crib, he'll start crying. The trick is to just try to rock him so that he's completely asleep and then put him in the bassinet.
Putting the baby to bed with a bottle may cause him to choke or breathe milk into his lungs while he's sleeping. It's also the leading cause of primary tooth decay. Current research on SIDS, or crib death, recommends that babies be put to bed on their back on a firm surface with no pillows, toys, or comforters. Take off any bibs, headbands, or clothing that the baby can get caught in. Only use a breathable blanket. You can ask your healthcare provider or clinic for printed material about SIDS. If you have an older crib, it may not meet today's safety standards, so check for the following. The slats on the crib should be no more than 2 3/8 inches apart. The head and footboards should be free of cutouts, and the corner posts no more than 5/8 of an inch high. Strip and repaint older cribs to be sure the paint is non-toxic and lead-free. Make sure that the mattress fits in the crib snugly. You should be able to fit only one finger in the space between the mattress and the side of the crib. Keep the crib or bassinet away from radiators, heaters, and windows. Cut or loop up cords from window blinds that can act as a noose for babies to get caught in. Whenever possible in the first few weeks, take advantage of your baby's nap time to stretch out and take time for yourself. New mothers need lots of rest too.
We know that you have a lot of things on your mind right now, and planning for your stay in the hospital or birthing center is one of them.
Include in your Lamaze bag a pair of pajamas for yourself, a fresh change of clothes for the baby, and a camera so that you can take pictures of your birth. And you should bring both of your Social Security cards so that you can apply for a Social Security number for your baby.
Is that so we can put our babies to work?
Let's hope not. But there are a lot of children who receive Social Security benefits because a parent dies or becomes disabled. And if you're going to claim your baby as a dependent on your tax return, your baby will need a Social Security number.
She's right. I'm an accountant, and I can tell you there are many reasons why your baby needs a Social Security number. For example, your baby will need a number if you open a bank account or buy a savings bond or apply for any government service.
Is this something we have to do in the hospital? Not at all. It's just easier to apply for a Social Security number at the same time you're giving information for your baby's birth certificate. Just say you want a Social Security number for your baby, fill out the form, and Social Security will send the card directly to you. Applying at birth will save you a trip to the local Social Security office later on.
What if you don't know the father's number? Can you still get one for your baby?
Yes, in fact, even if you don't have a number, Social Security can still assign one to your baby. Of course, it's best if you can apply using both parents' numbers.
This is a free service, right?
Absolutely. There's never a charge for a Social Security number. Plus, all the information you give is strictly confidential.
Give your baby the valuable protection and benefits Social Security provides now and in the future.
You can bathe your baby any time of day it's convenient. As long as you keep the baby's face, hands, and bottom clean, it's not necessary to bathe him every day.
We started with sponge bathing with him and then tried to move on to tub bathing, and he didn't like it very much.
Sponge bathing may be easier at first. Healthcare professionals used to advise it until the umbilical cord healed, but now they say a baby can go in the water right away. You can bathe the baby in your lap, use a baby tub, a clean dishpan, or he can even go in the bathtub with you. The important thing, whatever you decide to do, is be prepared. Don't answer the phone or the doorbell. Don't be distracted. Gather all your supplies together: washcloth, towel, bath products, diaper and wipes, clothing. Never leave baby alone in the tub or on a bathing surface, even for a moment. Test the water with the inside of your wrist, which is more sensitive than your hand or your elbow. The water should be lukewarm, not hot. To sponge bathe, you don't need to fully undress the baby all at once, but make sure the room is warm so that the baby will be comfortable.
The mother-in-law really helped to do the bathing. She's really very skillful doing the bathing. One arm first, and then an arm, and then legs, and so on. And then after you watch each part, you cover it. So this way you keep the baby warm. That's really a good part. Really good.
Start with the cleanest part, his eyes and face. And leave the dirtiest part, the diaper area, for last. With a cotton ball or your finger in a clean washcloth, wipe from the inside corner of one eye to the outer. Change your position in the washcloth and wipe the other eye. This avoids transferring bacteria from one eye to the other. Gently wash the baby's face, making sure to wipe behind the ears and around the folds in the neck where drool and spit up can collect. Next, wash his chest and his arms and hands. To wash his back, bend him forward over your hand. Once you've done that, wash his legs and toes. Now it's time for the diaper area. Clean with the diaper as you take it off and finish with wipes. If you are tub bathing, do this first before you put him in the water. With a girl, it's important to wipe from front to back to avoid urinary tract infections. Gently separate the labia and wash down on each side. Then wash the diaper area. With a boy, wash around the base of the penis and the scrotum to properly cleanse the area. Do not try to retract the foreskin on uncircumcised boys. At this age, it will not retract and you could harm him. If your son is circumcised, it's probably a good idea to sponge bathe until the circumcision is healed. Don't be afraid to wash the baby's head. Although the soft spot will still be there, washing the hair is good for baby. You can use a football hold to make it easier. A soft brush sometimes helps to avoid cradle cap. If cradle cap does appear, soak the area in baby oil before shampooing. Most babies really enjoy the bath if the room is warm enough and you are confident. So don't forget to take some time to splash a little and enjoy each other's company.
You ready for your bath? Yeah. Let me show you 2 bath holds that will make shampooing and bathing both easier and safer. This is called the football hold, and it's one of the easiest ways to hold your baby when you shampoo. You simply support your baby on your arm, hold her against your body, and cradle her head in your hand. This leaves the other hand free to shampoo and rinse. The other hold will help you overcome any concerns about handling a wet, slippery baby. With this hold, you place one hand under your baby's shoulder and grasp her arm with your thumb and forefinger. Then, place the other hand under your baby's bottom and grab her thigh with your thumb and forefinger. This hold makes it much easier to lift your wet baby out of the tub. Here's another tip, and this one has to do with protecting your baby's delicate skin. As we grow older, our skin is robbed of the natural protective oils we are born with. Things like too much sun, wind, and harsh soaps can lead to dry, irritated skin. It's no wonder then that most pediatricians recommend that you don't use a traditional soap, which is drying and can rob a baby's skin of natural oils. When it comes to bath time, choose a cleansing product that is very mild and designed to be less irritating to the skin. The #1 brand recommended by pediatricians is Dove. No bar is milder or gentler on the skin. That's because it's a mild cleansing bar with 1/4 moisturizing cream. Sensitive skin Dove is milder than soap, and it's free of fragrance, dyes, and preservatives, so it's less likely to irritate baby's delicate skin. Soft baby skin won't last forever, but by using only extra mild cleansers like Dove, you can keep her feeling like a baby longer.
There are a lot of funny moments. I mean, we're big on bathroom humor here.
So he's full of jokes in that regard.
3 a.m. explosive bowel movements are a really good way of lightening the mood and saying, okay, it's okay, I'm up at 3 a.m. It's very funny.
And they usually occur just after you put the clean diaper on. As soon as that clean diaper is on, it's like a cue for him.
Diapering really is easy. As you remove the diaper, use it to clean off excess bowel movement, always wiping from front to back. Then, clean the entire area thoroughly with a wipe or damp cloth. With boys, be sure to clean under the base of the penis and the scrotum. If your son is circumcised, you can spread some Vaseline on gauze to protect the area until it heals and help prevent diaper irritation.
The decision to circumcise or not to circumcise your child is a very personal decision. It is defined by culture, by religion, by personal preference. And I think the most important thing as a family is to understand the considerations that you should take into account. I'd like to talk for just a moment as to how you can arrive at that decision. First of all, those physicians that would think it's very important would say the reason it's important is to try and avoid infections in the long run. Those that don't believe that circumcision is necessary would say that you teach a child how to care for the penis itself, just as you would teach him to care for his teeth, wash behind the ears, or whatever it might be. And that it's that way that he's able to avoid the infections down the line, that is one of the major arguments for circumcision. So as you think about whether or not you would want your child circumcised, I would really want you to think about how it fits within the context of your family, your religion, your culture, and make that your decision yourself.
White Cloud, featuring baby Looney Tunes, is inviting you and your baby to your first play date. Everyone will be there. Oh, dress is casual and comfortable. And what could she and he be more comfortable wearing than a White Cloud? A White Cloud diaper, that is. Stephanie is going to have a lot more fun, and Mom will be a lot more confident during the play date, knowing that her White Cloud diaper offers superior leakage protection. In fact, they have Ultra Leak protection with a soft touch. And to help show you what we mean, we've asked Teddy to demonstrate. Just look at how this White Cloud diaper absorbs moisture to help keep baby's skin dry. A dry diaper also helps promote healthy skin. White Cloud diapers also have breathable sides, allowing air to circulate more freely, which helps keep babies cooler and more comfortable. While Stephanie watches her new friends play, her mom knows that White Cloud diapers are the right choice to help keep her skin dry and healthy. You see, the liner of a White Cloud diaper is hypoallergenic, and it's perfume and dye-free. White Cloud has added only aloe and vitamin E, the skin-protecting ingredients, preferred by moms who know. When it comes to fit, no matter what the tummy size, White Cloud diapers with stretchable grip tabs move with baby to keep diapers snug and help prevent leaks. And when mom wants to check for wetness, the stretchable grip tabs can be closed again with confidence, even if they come in contact with powder, lotion, or baby oil. White Cloud diapers, ultra leak protection with the soft touch. You'll know it's a White Cloud diaper when you see these familiar Baby Looney Tunes characters on the diapers. White Cloud, available only at your local Walmart store.
I'd like to ask you a couple of questions before we get started. Was it normal vaginal delivery or C-section? Vaginal. Okay. And no complications? No. Okay. Baby went home with you, correct? Good. Is there any family history of any diabetes, heart disease, anything like that that I need to know about before I see the baby? No. No? Very good. Do you have any questions for me before we get started?
Yes, I do, Doctor. How long will she be healing?
Healing is actually very normal. It will actually just naturally go away on its own within a couple of weeks. And the less you bathe, actually, the better off she'll be. Because all of those natural oils that she has in her skin that make baby so soft will just normalize all of her skin. Okay? Another question.
She's been hiccuping a lot. Is that normal?
Totally normal. As long as it goes away on its own, you don't have to worry about it. Doesn't matter how often it happens through the day. It's when it's constant for many, many days that we would have to take a look at that. What I'd like to do is plot her on her growth curve, show you how she's doing. Her birth weight was 8 pounds, correct? Yes. Okay, and she is now 8 pounds, 9 ounces, which is fabulous. She's 21 inches. Very good. And her head size is 36.9 centimeters. Also very good. Each visit that you come to, we'll be plotting all of those things out. So we'll be able to see, and you'll be able to see how the baby is growing and thriving, okay? So it's very important that you keep coming back to all of your follow-up care. You're breastfeeding? Are you giving formula occasionally also, or are you exclusively? Okay. The best thing is that you exclusively breastfeed. And if you'd like to give a bottle occasionally, then pump the milk in between feedings and store it in the refrigerator or in the freezer. And the longer you can breastfeed, the better. So we're going to get started with the exam. I'm going to check here her soft spot. It's very normal. Very good. I'm going to listen to her heart now. I'm going to finish up the exam right here between us. So you hold her head for me. Okay, I'm going to check her tummy. Oh, I'm not going to, I won't press too hard on her. Let's see, she's strong. Very strong. Okay, I'm going to take a look at one side. Okay, hold her hand for me. Okay, other side. Yes, yes, she's just looking for something to eat. Looks good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up the exam here, okay? Now lift up gently her eyelid. Look right at the light reflex. And she's got a nice little red one. We're going to do this side now. And you can see it right there. Perfect. All right, there's a couple of things that we talk about at the end of every visit. One is the fever management. All newborns, if they get up until 2 months of age, once we start the vaccines, it's not the same. If the baby gets a fever of 100.5 or higher, it's very important that you can bring her here so that we could take a look at her. Sometimes babies at this age, that's the only thing they show as a first sign of an infection. Do you have a thermometer at home? Yes. You feel comfortable using it? Yes. Very good.
We look at a fever as just one of the symptoms of an infection. You look at other signs too, how the baby's feeding, sleeping, the fussiness level. Is the baby lethargic? So we look at a fever as just one of the pieces to help us figure out if the baby actually has an illness. They may be really fussy, or you may have the other extreme where you have a baby that's now sleeping a lot more hours. When parents are concerned about an infant's temperature and putting a call into their care provider, that person will want to know how you took the temperature, what route you used to take the temperature, and what you got for a reading. Based on that reading of the temperature, certainly a call should be put into the physician or the healthcare provider. And basically, if you have situations where you're unsure and you don't feel your baby is doing well, that's certainly a reason to put a call into your care provider.
As a new mother, you're going to find that one of your greatest pleasures is seeing your baby smiling and happy. But when your baby is not feeling well, both you and your baby's caregiver will want to check for any sign of fever. It's not unusual for first-time mothers to be a little nervous about doing it right.
Well, good news. The BD digital thermometer is fast
and makes taking your baby's temperature easy and safe. The recommended way to take an infant's temperature is under the arm. This is called the axillary method. All you have to do is place the soft, flexible tip of the thermometer under the baby's arm and hold it against her body. Only the BD digital thermometer features an exclusive 4-second AccuBeep that lets you know you've positioned the thermometer correctly. If the thermometer slips, the beep is interrupted, alerting you to an error. The large display makes the BD digital thermometer easy to read during the day or at night with the help of a built-in nightlight. When taking the temperature of an older child,
you'll want to use the oral method.
As with the axillary method, the AccuBeep feature lets you know it's positioned correctly, and the short beeps let you know it's ready to be read. Here's a nice feature. The BD digital thermometer will automatically store and display the last temperature taken so that you can compare readings. For added safety, BD digital thermometers offer the option of a soft, flexible tip. And to help prevent the spread of germs, you can use the BD disposable probe covers
to assure sanitary temperature taking. The BD digital thermometer is as accurate as a glass thermometer and
safe for any age. BD has been manufacturing quality health products for over 100 years and is the recognized leader in digital thermometers. No wonder it's the brand preferred by mothers. The BD digital thermometer is accurate, safe, and easy to use. It's been designed to address a mother's concern about temperature taking.
If you're a first-time parent, one of the many big changes in your life is that what today is simply a matter of grabbing your coat and car keys for a quick trip across town will become a totally different experience. Traveling around is not going to be as simple as it once was. In this segment, we're going to talk about travel by public transportation, by car, and by plane. Let's begin with some tips that apply to all travel. First, learn to underschedule yourself. Be prepared to accept that your baby is going to change both your agenda and your pace. Don't assume that you can manage a trip in which you visit 5 relatives in 5 cities in 5 days. Do yourself and your baby a favor and plug some extra time into your travel schedule. And keep in mind that travel with a baby requires planning and preparation. Even a trip to the grocery store or to visit a friend down the block needs to be thought out in advance. These carriers are particularly nice because they keep babies where they want to be most, close to mom or dad. At the same time, it leaves both your hands free. With the addition of a small backpack, you can carry diapers, baby wipes, a change of clothes for the baby, a toy or two, and anything else you think you'll need. Before you make your first trip with your baby in a car, including the ride home from the hospital, you'll want to have a federally approved infant car seat that is the right size and type for your baby. By now, you've probably heard all the warnings against putting an infant in the front seat, especially if the car has a passenger side airbag. The best place for any child is generally in the back seat. While more and more parents are putting their infants in the back, all too often, parents have either selected the wrong size car seat, placed it in the wrong position, or, and this is an astounding figure, over 80% of the car seats are improperly installed and secured. At the risk of stating the obvious, take the time to carefully read and follow both the car seat manufacturer's directions and the directions in your vehicle owner's manual. Another important aspect of infant travel is to decide well ahead of time what you're going to need during your outing. Diapers and wipes are a first necessity. If you're breastfeeding, then you don't have to worry about your baby's meals, although it is a good idea to bring along some water for yourself. A change of baby's clothes is also a good idea. Plan your baby's diapers and clothing according to how long you'll be gone.
Depending on the length of your trip, you might want to prepare a medicine bag. This should include any medication your caregiver has recommended, a thermometer, saline nose drops, and a bulb for clearing noses, especially for your infants. On longer trips, you will also want to include bath time items like washcloths, towels, receiving blankets, infant soap and shampoo, and possibly even a portable bathtub. Here are some tips for plane travel. Arrive early at the airport so you can take care of the pre-flight details without rushing. Take advantage of the pre-boarding procedures. Feed your baby during the flight. Air travel is dehydrating, so both you and your baby will benefit from liquids. In your case, water or non-caffeine liquids is the best choice. Finally, when you arrive, wait until everyone else has deplaned. Here's one other situation you'll want to anticipate. During takeoff and landing, it's not uncommon for pressure to build up in your ears. You compensate for it by swallowing or opening your mouth to counter the pressure. Since babies aren't going to know enough to swallow, nursing your baby or giving her a bottle or pacifier is a good way to help minimize pressure. The most important thing for you to keep in mind is that successful travel with an infant depends on planning. Take the time to plan every trip away from home so that you'll travel prepared.
With the rest of the world turning to digital to make things easier, it's only natural that digital technology would become a part of moments like these. In the past, Mom and Dad had to have one camera for video and one for stills. But now Sony has created several Handycam camcorders that do both. One of the main advantages of digital video is that the images are sharp and clear. Plus, because the video is recorded digitally, it will not deteriorate or lose its original clarity, which is often the case with analog recording like VHS or VHS-C. A large swivel screen LCD monitor means you can see what the Handycam camcorder sees without looking through the viewfinder. Also, Sony's night shot recording has made it possible to literally shoot in the dark. Along with the video, most camcorders offer a built-in still camera, which lets you take digital pictures. With just a click, still images are recorded onto removable media called memory stick. Sony supplies everything you need to transfer your images from the memory stick to your computer, so you can easily email pictures to friends and family. This year, Sony technology lets you send your MPEG movies by email, up to 60 seconds of sound and video. All you do is select the scene or scenes you want to send, transfer them to the memory stick, then attach the movie to your email. Press the send key and you'll be sharing the moment with family and friends via the internet. And with the supplied software, you can even edit your videos to create the perfect mini-movie. The world of digital technology has come to the nursery, making it easier for Mom and Dad to capture the best moments of their lives. Sony Digital 8 Handycam camcorder. You'll never believe the things you can do with it. Two key things to consider when it comes to traveling with your baby are convenience and value. Costco's Pathfinder travel system has them both. Costco's Designer 35 is a rear-facing infant car seat for babies up to 35 pounds that snaps onto Costco's Deluxe Pathfinder stroller. In the car, Costco's Designer snaps into the base or can be used without the base. The headrest offers 4 different positions and adjusts with a 5-point harness as your child grows. This dual adjustment means you never have to rethread the harness. The 5-position buckle helps adjust the harness to fit snug against the child. The Pathfinder has a compact accordion fold and is self-standing, so you can open it with one hand. The seat has 3 comfort positions, plus a snack tray with cup and juice box holder. There's a console tray for Mom and Dad, too. Costco's Pathfinder stroller and Designer car seat, a great value and a convenient way to stay on the go with your baby.
One thing that I regret when she was born that evening is that we have so many visitors right away. It was a little bit of a distraction because instead of me and Inez being alone and together and, you know, all the bonding thing that we're supposed to have.
It's a delight after the baby's born to have family and friends come over. It's very festive and it's a celebration after all. But sometimes it both mother and child need some R&R, and so Daddy can help there and make it actually in the first couple of weeks that they get plenty of rest and get a chance to relax with each other.
It's great, but yeah, you have to pace yourself.
Everyone tells you that it's going to absorb every moment of your day, and you think, sure, that's got to be true to some extent, but there'll be time for naps, and there'll be times when he's asleep when we can do things. But that isn't the case, because you're either trying to catch up on your own sleep, or he's demanding your time in some other way. It's really a 24-hour job.
Nobody focuses on the fact that Mom is coming home. It's been wonderful having Adam here for the past couple of weeks. He's been a tremendous help. It's so easy to be able to give the baby to Dad, because I know that Adam is fully able to take care of the baby, and he'll be happy with him.
The mother-in-law really helped my wife to feed the baby and teach my wife how to deal with all kind of things in the daily lives. And the father just keep doing cooking or something.
After Mizell arrived, how he's been very supportive of him here.
There's a lot of times where you can't really do everything, and it's very helpful to have somebody, again, helping out, either whether it's taking care of the baby, holding him while you take a shower, or just being there. It helps. My mother-in-law has been really helpful as far as, helping out with her and staying with the baby while I do some things, some chores. Picking up the phone can be very distracting when you're trying to feed the baby. It does help me a lot. As far as bathing him, changing him, comforting him. I think I trust no one in the world more than him with the baby.
Generations have looked to Lamaze to help them master the art of confident birth and early parenting. Today, a new generation is online at Lamaze.com. Take the Confidence Assessment Quiz. Then Lamaze.com will be custom tailored to your specific needs. Breastfeeding tips, help with postpartum, you'll appreciate the Lamaze time-honored natural approach. If you're signing on to learn about birth and early parenting, Lamaze.com is the only place you need to go.
Breastfeeding ensures the best possible health as well as the best developmental and psychosocial outcomes for the infant. A supine position, wholly on the back, confers the lowest risk and is preferred. By making sure your child gets immunized on time, you can provide the best available defense against many dangerous childhood diseases. The safest place in a car for all children is the rear seat. Children should ride in a rear-facing restraint until they are 20 to 22 pounds and a year old. The Academy concluded that while there may be some medical benefits of circumcision, the practice is not essential to a child's health. Umbilical cord blood has been used successfully to treat a variety of pediatric, genetic, hematologic, and oncologic disorders. While results are encouraging, it still remains an experimental procedure. The AAP states there is no strong evidence to recommend routine cord blood banking for an infant's future use.
I think a lot of women are very hard on themselves, and I don't think that they should be. Allow yourself to go through any emotion. Just be very forgiving of yourself. After the baby's born, if you feel emotional or you feel postpartum or whatever it is, just allow yourself to feel that, to feel any emotion, because, it's okay. It's okay to feel all of those things.
My advice would be to take one step at a time. And don't worry about anything because everything is normal.
The best advice beyond that I could give is for the father to spend as much time as he can with the baby because she's so different every day. And every day you're going to be discovering these delights. She'll look a little bit more like a little girl and less like an infant. She'll look at you with a little bit more awareness. I learned from my experience in the last 14 weeks that the father has to really make an effort because the connection between mother and child is so fundamental that it's very easy for daddy to be crowded out. And he has to really does have to sort of fight his way in. And the way he does that is just by participating. Volunteer to change the baby, volunteer to bathe the baby. Just occasionally just visit and hold the baby and kiss her and just be involved. But
be as prepared as you can be, but be prepared to not be prepared. And if you have a pharmacy nearby, it'll be very helpful because Dad will spend the first 48 hours running back and forth.
He's got you and me, brother.
I recommend that anyone who is a newly dad spend a lot of time, if he can, with his family those first few weeks, first month. It's very important in that bonding process. And I am enjoying that time right now.
He's got the whole world in his hands. And after the baby kind of comes out, probably won't have enough sleep. Get rest up.
A baby changes your life dramatically. However, you get to know what unconditional love is. There is absolutely nothing that we wouldn't do. I think I speak for the both of us, that we wouldn't do for our child.
Embrace everything that your child gives you every second instead of being, overwhelmed. Try to embrace it as a new experience, a new, challenge in life, a new adventure. You have your ups and downs, but you know that it's always going to be better. I used to be a person that likes to be thrilled, but there's no bigger thrill than being a parent, I'll tell you that.